Assalamu alaikum, my dear friends. How are you? Heartiest welcome to a training channel. My name is Abdul Khalik. Dear friends, all of us, each one of us, want to lead a healthy and happy, successful life. Each one of us. And my dear friends, but unfortunately, not each one of us succeed in achieving that. There are some who do achieve what they wanted to. They do achieve their goals, and their goals let them live happily and successfully. Dear friends, there are many other people who fail to achieve what they wanted to, who fail to get what they desire to get. They are not called the successful people at all. So, my question here is that what if there is any sort of difference between the two of these categories of people? After all are human. After all are working for their success and happiness. Everybody want to achieve all that. So what is the reason? Does it mean that those people who succeed in achieving their goals, they are far more intelligent, far more wealthy people? Does it mean so? I think this is not the reason. The reason is, the reason is their habits, the reason is their attitude, the reason is their policies, the reason is their behavior, the reason is their thinking. And if at all we combine all of these things in just one, and then we will be able to call it the habits. I think these are the habits of any individual which determines whether this person is going to lead a good life or a bad life. So it is the habits which makes and which makes a decisive difference between the two groups of the people. And today we are going to talk about the habits of those people who are quite effective in achieving their goals. And this day has this day we have chosen it as a topic of our today's discussion, my dear friends and fellows. Now let's go toward it, and let's try to find out, after all, what are the differences, what are the difference of the habits between the two of these groups of people. How can we include ourselves amongst those people who became the successful, who became the happier person, and they did achieve whatever they wanted to achieve. So, the first quality or the first habit of these successful people is visionary mindset. Visionary mindset. Developing a visionary mindset. We need to look ahead. We need to peep into the future, and then we should be able to set the goals that yes, I want to achieve this, I want to set this goal, and this goal will include me amongst the successful people. We do determine the goals. These are my goals, these are my objectives, so I need to work for that. What does happen now? Once they have decided and chosen their goals, now they have to keep their focus upon their goal, and they do have to feel motivated for all the time. It is the motivation and it is the focus upon our goals after we have set the goal, setting the worthwhile goal, not just the thing which could be called the wishful thinking. We don't have to adopt a behavior of a wishful thinking, not at all. Because as for the wishful thinking is concerned, it does include plenty and plenty of things. But contrary to that, as for the goals are concerned, goals are very, very few in number, but our attachment with the goal is that we want to achieve it. We are consciously working upon that. We need to stay after setting the clear goals. We need to stay motivated and we need to stay focused as well. Now, the second thing amongst these people is these people who became successful enough, they do the strategic planning. It is the strategic planning how to achieve my goals, what are the major portion of each of my goal. Suppose this is my goal. Now I need to strategically plan it. I need to put it into the actionable steps. First of all, I need to break it into the major parts. It is like slaughtering an animal, and once we have slaughtered it, then there is a then the next step is to remove the skin, and then to remove the feet of these, and then the front and the rear legs. So this way, in the same manner, whatever big chunk we are desirous of achieving, I think that we need to break it into the relatively smaller portion, and then we need to work separately upon each of the stage, upon each of the stage, dear friend. And not only this thing, there must be a timeline for that. We need to decide that this is the timeline, and I want to achieve it during all that. My dear friends and fellows, we need to set the realistic timeline, strategic planning, breaking into major parts, and a realistic timeline that I want to achieve this portion of my goal during this time, and this much of the time has been allocated. Although sometime we do have to increase it later on, but still I think that we need to take care of the time as well. So the third thing is consistent self discipline. The third thing which we desperately need is that is called self discipline. Self discipline is a self control actually. Self control mean it is, I shall like to put forward an example that if there is a vehicle or a boat or an aeroplane and does not have a good control system, now we can imagine that what is going to happen with that if at all it is moving. In the same manner, we are alive people, but if at all we are lacking the self control, we are lacking the self discipline, we will not be different at all. Definitely, we will be like a rudderless ship, and a ship without control, a vehicle out of the control. So, first of all, I think that we need to develop a consistent self discipline. Consistent mean on a daily basis, on an hour to hour, minute to minute basis. We need to control ourselves, and unless and until we are not controlled well, I think we will not be able to move in the right direction at all. Rather, we might take the wrong course, and which will be rather quite destructive for us. So it is one of the essential qualities that we stay quite controlled and in the self discipline. Now, the fourth essential quality of those people who succeed, this essential quality is resilience in adversity. Resilience is extremely important as well. Why? Because the resilience means flexibility. If at all we do get a setback or a failure, what to do then? Should we keep moaning and groaning for the rest of our life? Should we keep crying for the next many of the time? I think we should not do that at all. Rather, we need to stand up quickly. We should try to recover, recovering in the sense that we should try to lead a normal life, and we should try to keep struggling, keep making every effort we can to achieve our goals. My dear friend, that is like developing the resilience. Resilience is extremely important. One thing is there that the failures will be there, that the setbacks will be there. What to do? In the shape of a setback, in the shape of failure, I think we must be standing up quickly, recovering up quickly, and all of that is only possible if at all we do understand the importance of the resilience in adversity. As there are many people who started working, who started struggling, but then what did happen? Something wrong took place, and these people collapsed. they did collapse in such a manner that they were not able to stand up again, and a huge amount of time was wasted. They were so disheartened that they didn't start their struggle again. I think that we don't have to become a person like them at all. Rather, we need to develop the resilience in adversity. The fifth such quality is lifelong learning. Lifelong learning, not the learning during educational institution period only. Rather, we need to keep learning as long as we are alive. We need to keep learning, and unless and until we stay focused upon learning, we will not be able to succeed at all. And because the success demands competency, because the success demands knowledge, because the success demands latest information, so all of that is quite necessary, all of that is essential. Otherwise we cannot take the lead at all, and if at all we are unable to take the lead, we will be unable to succeed as well. So my dear friends and fellows, let's make a commitment that if at all we want the excellence, if at all we want to keep improving, the improving is directly connected with the learning, and if at all we keep learning, automatically we will keep improving as well. But failing to learn will result in the failing to improve, and the failing to improve will result in the unsuccessful life. The sixth quality of the high achievers is effective time management. Time is everything. Time is wealth. Because the time we have got during this life, it is very limited one. It is not an unlimited time at all. So we need to manage it very well. Now look upon the people who are very successful today, and look upon the people who are very unsuccessful. What is the difference between them? As both of these have the day of 24 hours, nobody can ever increase it, no matter how powerful, no matter how rich they are. So, what is the difference between the successful and the unsuccessful people? These successful people, they have the ability to manage their time very well. I think time management, because if at all it is important to manage the money. So, as far the time is concerned, if we compare it with the money, it is much more important than even the money. So, why to ignore it? Why not to learn the good management of the time? Why not to understand that I need to accomplish something in a lesser amount of time? At what time should I do it so that I could do it more effectively with the consumption of lesser amount of time? What is the right sort of timing for each of the work? So somehow, as for the time is management is concerned, this is one of the seven habits of high achievers. So the seventh and the last quality of high achievers is building sportive network. Building sportive network. What is this sportive network, by the way? I think that we need to find out the positive minded, the like minded people, the people who are positive on the one hand, and they will like to make friendship with us on the other hand. So it is good to get connected with them. It is good to maintain in contact with these people, keep learning from them, keep telling them certain good things, and keep learning certain other good things. As for the utility of this positive network is concerned, primarily it is only the transfer of information and encouraging each other with the positive strokes. I think that we need to develop a positive sportive network, because we are the social animal. We can learn a lot from other people, they can learn a lot from us as well. Everybody is unique here in this world, what everybody have learned from here, from this word, that is also very much unique as well. So why to disconnect ourselves from the other people? Why not to try to build a sportive network? As far this sportive network is concerned, this is highly beneficial, and this keeps us stay motivated. This keeps us, keep learning, and we keep some time. We are in need of the encouragement. We are in need of the consolation. We are in need of the support from another person. So these people do provide us with all of those things. I think that this sportive network is also one of the very important qualities of every successful people, of every high achiever. So these are the seven qualities of the high achiever. I think that each one of these seven qualities is extremely important. None of these can be overlooked. None of them we can afford to forego at all. So dear friend, understand each one of these and try to practice it in such a good manner, in as good a manner as it is possible, so that we could also deserve for the kind of success we are looking for. Thank you very much.